Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's special guest coming in at 5 foot 11 inches with shoes on, hailing from District 25 in Kansas City, Missouri, Stephen Bright.
Thank you.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Speed and Focus podcast. My name is Jeremy Salinas. I am the speed of the podcast.
And I am a focus.
And that's Andy Schultz.
Yes, having fun.
Tonight we are joined, as you could have told from the intro, Stephen Bright. So let's jump right into it. Stephen, why don't you give us a little bit of your background? Tell us who you are.
Wow, that's a big story. I've been here a lot of years, but my name is Steve Bright, and I am the owner of the Mobad News LS Swap Nissan 350Z that was built by Dare to Dream Motorsports. And we just came off of a wonderful season, and starting 2025, we have a lot to talk about.
Yep, that we do for sure. We definitely do.
Starting off in Florida.
Yep. So let's jump into this last weekend before we get too much more info from you. So I'm sure you got a ton of stuff we can talk about. So we'll just talk about this last weekend real quick. We made technically it's 21 hours supposed to be on the road. I think going down, it took us probably like 30 hours.
Long time.
We towed the car, Andy and I did, and Steven flew in on Thursday night. We left super early Wednesday morning. I think we were on the road 6 o'clock-ish. We got down there. On the way down, nothing like crazy, but Nashville traffic sucked.
Oh, God.
Nashville traffic alone caused 3-hour delay for us.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a helicopter pilot?
We saw some cool helicopter pilot.
St. Louis.
Okay.
What do you want to call it?
So when we were pulling into St. Louis, we saw this. I looked to the right, and there's like a small little airport, watching a helicopter take off. And so I was like, hey, I'm going to just follow him on flight radar map. And we just kind of watched him fly around downtown as we were making our way through downtown. And he ended up drawing a nice little
Cock and balls.
Yeah. On,
Johnson.
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 That looks like a big giant sausage.
Peters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, that was probably, on the way down at least, probably the most,
Entertaining.
Yeah, 3.5, 4 hours into the 21 hours worth of actual driving we did was, the most exciting thing we saw.
Yep.
Yeah. So we got down there, unloaded everything through tech pretty easily. Nothing crazy there. Friday we did a test day. I guess I'll let you go through your thoughts about Sebring the track in your test Friday.
Okay. Well, what was interesting is you did say that I did get to watch your travels along Facebook, and I didn't actually leave till the next day at noon. I caught a flight into Orlando, got there about 3 o'clock. Then I got a rental car and I shot down to Sebring, and I got there just shortly after y'all, hour after you did, probably. It was gotten dark, and Jeremy had already taken the car over to tech, and they were teching it. So I went over there and they said, just sign your name over here. So we got that taken care of. So we got an annual tech in the middle of the night, and they even gave us a discount for doing it.
Nice.
And so I got a half price on an annual. And so thank you to NASA Florida on that one. And so we got up the next morning, we went over to the hotel.
Yeah.
And we had, we throwed down on some food in the bar.
Yep.
And then we ran into Derek that night as he came in.
Yep.
And then the next morning we got up for the test and tune, and it actually was a little misty in the morning and a little slick.
Yeah, so much misty enough that I was asking the local guys next to us whether or not they thought we were going to run or not. But when it looked pretty bad pretty early, but I don't know, within the half hour before all the fog lifted, kind of like they said, yeah, once the sun comes out, it'll go away. But it was pretty foggy.
Yep.
Went away. Everything was good weather-wise, at least. But
Yep.
Yeah, they told us in the drivers' meeting is that they'd been here for years and that don't believe the weather report, that they've had 90% chance of rain and it was sunshine. And so we tried to take that under consideration that weekend.
Yeah.
Was that whatever we knew the rain or the weather was supposed to be, we just didn't believe it.
Yeah.
You were right that after the morning burn off, then we got to actually get in every single session. We did, except for the last one, a missed out part of the last session because we had to go get rivets.
yeah,
Because I seem to have caught a gator with the flat bottom that Jeremy had put on the race car.
You hit an alligator with a race car?
I hit an alligator with a race car.
I wish he had hit a real alligator. I wanted to see one. We didn't get to see any alligators when we were down there.
And I drug the alligator 2 laps and brought him home.
Yep.
And I asked, if he was still under the car
Yeah.
when I got in. And Jeremy said, you should have brought him in a lap earlier.
Yeah. So I get a text from Andy, and it must have happened shortly before that because I literally just watched you go by and I didn't hear anything. And then I get a text from Andy. He says, hey, Steven's car sounds kind of weird. Kind of like, and I was like, oh, all right. And sure enough, comes back around and you can just see the flat bottom is flapping on the ground. I'm like, sure enough, he'll bring it in. Yeah, nope. Woo, right past.
Kept on going.
And so it beat up the floor a little bit more than I would have liked to. And I didn't bring enough rivets. I did bring some, but not enough in order to fix the large spot that it is. So, yeah, we went and picked up some rivets. But we made, I would say, probably a good half of that session, 2 or 3 laps. And
We actually got it in and made sure the bottom would stay on for the race the next day.
Yeah. The back, we added some more, too, because it's technically that flat bottom is put on in 3 pieces. In case we do mess something up like that, we don't have to replace, the whole piece. We can replace it in 3 pieces if we need to. So the small back piece also must have been up on the gator and cut a couple of the rivets off. So we fixed the back piece up overnight, and it was good for the rest of the weekend. So
And they had some interesting gators out there.
Yep.
Not real alligators, but
They must have been pretty tall in a couple of places at least, because
they were.
it looked like it was scuffing the bottom up pretty decent. But
But she held together great.
yeah,
Yeah,
all like Will.
There's one I kept seeing Derek jumping. He just kept getting a little hop off.
Yeah, well, there's a little point
Yeah.
right on that corner. What's that, corner 3, I think it is, on the
Yeah,
carousel.
yeah.
And it's when you're coming around it, there's like a point coming out to that edge. And that you got to backside that point or it'll knock your tire completely up off the ground.
Yep.
And so I avoided that. I never even touched it.
Yeah, I really wish I had laps at that track, but unfortunately, I did not bring my own vehicle down to that track. So,
Well, you got your time trials license now.
if we go
You
back, we
run
can.
it in the series.
Yeah.
There we go.
We've got. I think we probably should do a whole podcast on that because
Okay.
I was making some plans over the last couple of days about just how interesting we can make the car for TT rules for NASA. Not that they're any different from ST. ST and TT run the same rule set.
What I was thinking is if you can get it licensed for ST also, for both, then we can just swap cars. And so I'll let you drive my car in the TT and I can drive yours in the ST and they both be the same class.
I don't know if my I don't know if I can put on a Hoosier and stay in TT3, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, like I said, if we can keep
I
you
wish I
in the
could.
same class, then we can just swap cars when we feel like it.
I need
Do
I need a
have-
cage.
Do you guys
in order
have
to
the
be-
same seat placement?
No,
No.
mine's way different. And different seat.
Yeah.
Mine's a schmlarge.
A schmlarge?
Yeah.
What's a
It's
schmlarge?
It's mine is like a European large, so it's a little smaller than the American large size seats that they have out there.
Why don't they just call it medium?
Well, because
Schmedium.
the medium is really a
Small.
schmedium, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then if you go into a small, it's not. I could not fit in that.
Hmm.
I would be very, very uncomfortable in a medium after 30 minutes.
No, I'm pretty good in my seat. It feels pretty decent.
That's
Yeah.
I
good.
do sit pretty low. Is there any way you could raise it a little bit?
I'd have to check. I don't remember how far we have it.
You know, if I could see up over feel like a kid at times. Sometimes I can only see so far over the hood. You know.
Well, you don't want to be looking down from the hood. You got to be looking up ahead. You know?
Oh, I'm totally having to. So I have to look way ahead.
That's a good thing. Yeah, unfortunately, my car won't have a full cage in it, so
Darn.
it won't be ST legal yet.
I was
Maybe for
hoping.
next year.
I was hoping we could have interchangeable cars there.
No,
No. So let's see how fast yours would go.
real fast.
We'll see. I want to see, just like you want to see how fast mine will go.
Yeah,
That's right, because you guys have never
Drove each other's
raced in the same series.
Nope.
Or
No.
no, we've been on the same track,
Yeah. It's never at the same time.
is that?
except for like Hallett weekend. We were on
We
the
were
same
on-
track at the same time all the time.
Yeah.
No, we were in 2 different heats, weren't we?
We were in 2 different heats, but
We weren't at the same time.
it's not like the track changed from 3 minutes to 3 minutes.
Yeah, well, I ended up doing the backwards route of the track more times than you did.
That's for sure. But
Yeah.
that backwards way in a at Hallett in a car that's real fast is sketchy as shit.
I found that out. I found that out.
Yeah.
But then I went back out there and did it again.
Yeah, we get to go back there, and hopefully they only run it the proper direction,
It's just
counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise, right. And so, we finished on Friday, which was the test and tune.
Yep.
And so then Saturday was the next race, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That was a wild day. Do you remember?
It's beautiful outside.
It was. It was,
It was
probably the
super
most
nice.
beautiful day of the event.
Yep.
Yep.
For
And
sure.
It was hot. And we went through a lot of ice in that cool suit.
Yep. Yeah, I think you were. I don't know how many times I told him drink water. Drink water. Drink water. But yeah, it was warm enough.
You'd
We
be
went,
like, yes, mother.
yeah, it was hot enough. We went and got him a actual drinks bottle so we could make sure he was drinking during the event. So
Well, it'll be good to have for summer, so you'll have a bottle.
Well, I didn't get to on the first session. I had the bottle.
yeah, he
Okay.
lost it.
Well, I didn't lose it. I just don't know where it went.
Yep. Well,
Because it wasn't attached to
Yeah.
anything. And at one point, it was right here. I knew that I could grab the hose. And he told me, in the straightaway, you can reach down and grab it. So I'm a little thirsty. So I reach and I'm doing this. And I'm like, where the hell's the hose? It ain't nowhere.
fell behind the seat.
It fell behind the seat. And so it didn't help me during that first session. But then he strapped it to the Velcro, and I got to do it in the next session.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
definitely going to want it strapped to the Velcro when you go on Ozarks because there are no straights to grab it.
Yeah,
There ain't a lot
it'll
of-
be interesting.
Probably won't have time to be grabbing nothing at Ozarks because you got to turn way too quick.
Yeah, that might be an event you just
Hold
kind
that
of
thing in your mouth.
leave it hanging there. And
Yeah, hold it in. the
however, by then we're gonna have communications, so he's got to be able to.
Oh, yeah.
mouth. That's right. I got to be able to talk.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
But that's going to be fun.
Actually, we really should probably have communications for our next event, but we'll see.
Okay.
Texas?
Yeah, that is the next event.
Yep. All right. So before we jump into where else we're going, let's wrap up the Florida. So yeah, Saturday. That's about how the weekend went for us. It was just a big blur. All things went well. Car ran really nicely. Finished all sessions
Mhm.
And track. I don't know. I didn't drive obviously, but track from my vantage point up on the. I guess you overlook, you could call it, an area that they had where you could go stand up and watch. Looked real bumpy, quite bumpy for a track. So, and they even said, apparently the drivers that are down there don't want to fix it because it's old and nostalgia and bumpy and such. But it looked like you didn't really want to run a lot of low aero there. So
Yeah.
As one person that drove the track, it was a crap show coming around corner one. If you're not like in this certain groove, you come out to the side, there's so many bumps out there, it'll knock the wheel out of your hand. And there's a bunch of places that as you're coming right down into a braking zone, and you just feel like you're hitting potholes. Okay, I'm serious, and it just almost. I mean, if you're not holding the wheel hard at that racetrack, you're gonna lose it. And I'm sure that's sort of why some of the people went off the course at times was because of an unexpected bump.
Yep.
It wasn't so much there were traffic, which I've heard different stories about things, but no, the bumps were really notorious. And that have probably caused many accidents over the years.
Yeah.
And but as you said, I asked about them being repaved. And they said, yeah, they discussed it, but they say they bring teams from all around the world, the race teams, pro ones, to race specifically at this track to train. And their philosophy was that if you can drive well at Sebring, you can drive at any track in the world. And that they felt that this was a great representation of all the tracks combined because a lot of them are bumpy, a lot of them are, have a lot of the similar characteristics. And so I'd love them to repave it. That'd be a lot more fun to drive. I swear it would be. But, who am I? But I got lucky, on Saturday we got 2 fourths, and then Sunday we got a first. And so ain't too many teams can say they went to Sebring and brought back a first, or even a car builder that said he built a car that brought down a first at Sebring. And so, kudos to Jeremy and Dare to Dream Motorsports for building a winning car. Yay!
Yay! Yep, so that's it. On the way back from Sebring, I guess we talked a little bit about the sweet Airbnb we stayed in. We stayed in a nice little Airbnb down on the one of the. Sebring is surrounded by lakes. One of the little lakes that was down there. Nice little Airbnb.
Still didn't see any gators.
No gators there either. We tried to coax them out. They didn't come out.
I still got a scar.
Your car still has the scar.
Yeah.
I still got the scar, y'all.
Oh, that's right.
I still got the scar.
Yeah.
Y'all can tell the story if you want.
Yeah.
I was
somebody was walking.
Yeah, and they
not very coordinated apparently, and
you weren't watching, so how would you know?
Toppled over.
You weren't watching. I stepped on. They got these paver rocks going out the back door towards the car, and I stepped on one, and it just broke clean off, and it just. I did a sweet little roll, and I caught my arm clean on one of those things. And
he was bleeding pretty good.
Bleeding pretty good.
Yeah.
And so I got it stopped, and then did I get in the hot tub before that? Or
no, I think you were out of the hot tub by then.
I was already out of the hot tub by then. So okay.
Yeah, had a hot tub.
Yep.
That was real nice.
We thought we were going to have to amputate, but luckily we didn't.
And then I drove wounded.
Yeah.
Look at that. Battle wounded.
Warrior.
I'm a warrior. Hey, I shed blood for that race.
Yeah. Something.
Many people shed a lot of things.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So Sunday we wrapped up slightly early. The weather wasn't quite as good, and we were knowing it was going to rain pretty hard for the last session. So after the roughly noon-ish race session on Sunday, we started packing up. Steven head back to hang out with his wife for a few days back up in Orlando, and Andy and I packed up the rest of the stuff. And by the time we got through Sebring, I mean, it was raining pretty hard. So thankfully we got everything packed up and in the truck. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, right. I think it's like, what, 5 minutes after we left?
Yeah, like we were just into Sebring proper, the town of Sebring proper, and it was incredibly
Torrential downpour.
For probably like 15 minutes, maybe. Not super long, but 15, 20 minutes. And then it would sprinkle on and off and on and off. But it downpoured for quite a little bit. Yeah, we were trying to get out of town because a giant cold snap was coming through the area the next day. And thankfully we got out of town when we did, because if we didn't, we may have wanted to sleep for a while. And I think if we had done that, by the time we got back up and got on the road, we probably would have hit some snow.
Yeah.
Because we took a different route to avoid snow that was already happening. So
yeah, Nashville. It already snowed in Nashville, so we took a different route. A little bit of a recommendation from Carl at Rensport KC. Kind of told us about a different route that he always takes. So kind of mapped around that.
Yeah, it was all right. A little longer. I would say 2,650 miles is what it should have been, and we were probably at 2,700 and X.
But we avoided traffic in St. Louis,
Yep,
Nashville.
yep. Nothing.
Luckily, coming back through Atlanta wasn't too bad because it was on a Sunday.
Yeah, nothing really to complain about other than it got super cold.
Yep.
So we were, worried about things being really, really cold in the car, but other than that, nothing to complain about. Yeah, good weekend.
Yep.
We'll have to turn around and do it again sometime.
Absolutely.
Sebring was a lot of fun.
Heck yeah.
It's a great track.
Got to find gators next time.
Yep. That'd be 101 of alligator.
Dangle some toes off the dock.
Yeah, I'm still not doing that.
I'm the only one got a gator.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you're the only one saw one. Ran it right over.
Only one got a gator. There we go. Hey, I just add that to the list of my accomplishments.
There you go.
All right, so let's dive out of the weekend and back into a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about your background in racing. Where did you get started? What were you doing? Kind of what cars have you had? That sort of thing.
Okay. Well, actually, my racing career probably started in 2017, coming down Ward Parkway, and someone shot across at Myers Circle at that fountain in front of me in a crowd of cars, and I T-boned a car with that 370Z of mine and stuck it right in that mid-pillar and on a Trailblazer. And I was headed south, and when I came to, my car was aimed west, and I was 2 lanes over, so I figured he went across the couple lanes and then turned north. And so when I came to, the airbag's doing this, and I'm thinking to myself, the airbag didn't work. And long story short, it knocked me out cold. I came to, had some minor problems, and then when they told me I was okay, I realized that the only thing that went through my mind was stop. The ABS didn't stop the car, obviously, and I didn't seem to have an exit strategy. And so that's how I come across SCCA. And their autocross said they did precision driving, and so I got involved in that in 2017 to learn how to drive my car and give me some options if I was ever in an accident or something like that happened again. So I was trying to prepare myself.
Okay.
And then the first year, on the very last race, I ended up snagging the Novice Points Championship and Rookie of the Year. And I guess I was hooked. And then I went to Rallycross, and that was a blast doing it in the dirt. I took a championship there, and then decided I'm going to go on the track and do time trials. And so I started with SCCA for 1 year, and then I moved over to NASA. And then I did that for 3 years. And then last year I convinced Jeremy to build, or year before last it was, I convinced him to build this 350Z because I found one in Oklahoma, so I could go wheel to wheel, and so I could take their drive or their comp license test, and so I could run wheel to wheel. That was always my goal.
Nice.
But I'd never done it in my life.
Yeah.
And they gave me an opportunity. He built me a car. It was the summer before last at Heartland Park, and they gave me a license, and I've sort of been driving since. And then our first year, we blew up the VQ that was in the car. And then we put in the 5.3, which was the first year of the wheel-to-wheel. And then this last year, we put the 6.2. And so last year, we actually won the championship race. We won the championship for the season, the 2024 ST3 championship. And I was awarded the driver of the year for 2024 for the Midwest region. So,
Hell
or
yeah,
Mid-America
man.
region.
Mid-America region.
Yeah, Mid-America
Oh.
region.
Yeah.
And so, no, I want to thank them for an opportunity. What we achieved this last year was well beyond what we ever dreamed. And it just set me on a path that the more we keep doing it and selling, I just keep pushing myself to let's go further and faster.
All
And
right.
that's what we're going to do. That we're already going to. We weren't supposed to race till March. We already got the January race in Sebring, and we're going to put a Texas race in February before
Yep.
we even get to the March season.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
who knows what we're going to pull off before then. And so that's what I'm sort of looking forward to, and maybe race in other regions or maybe other series that we find open this year if Jeremy finds some opportunities for us, because getting some exposure and seat time, that's
Yep.
what I'm all about this season. Just getting to be a better driver.
Yeah, C time. Can't beat that for going faster. That's for sure. All right, so let's talk about the car that you use now. You've told us it's a 350Z. You told us it's LS powered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So first year we used 5.3 LS that we did. This last year, we moved to a LS3 powered aluminum block 350Z. So dropped a bunch of weight off the front and gained a bunch of horsepower, and it still needs more. We're gonna put,
It desires more.
more cam
It's hungry.
and a few other little things to get some more power out of it. I think we probably got 60 more horsepower. What I really want to be able to do is in ST3 be on the point of having to drop down in horsepower because we have too much.
But
That way we can be right at the pointy end. Because right now we're probably a couple 100 pounds overweight, but making up that 50 horsepower or so will
Yeah.
make up for that. So everything we do just adds more weight. It seems like all the aero adds a bunch of weight, and hey, nothing you can do about that.
Need the grip.
well, let's talk about the new transmission you put in that thing. We haven't really spoke about that.
Yep.
It was the best thing you ever did. I have not missed a gear yet with that short shifter.
Yeah,
It is
there's
amazing.
there's a real big jump from just a standard T56 that was in the car before to the Tremec Magnum that we put in it now. So it has a nice big Tremec Magnum in it, all full race skiers and everything, and it's a lot better and a lot more crisp shifting than 20-year-old T56. So still all the same architecture and such. It's just a lot newer technology that's inside of it. So
I'm just telling you that I just push on it and it goes right into the gear. I don't have to look for a gear. I hadn't missed a gear. And I've been in fifth in every race. And it took a while for me to get it into, wind it out in the other one. But this one here, really, the engine, the transmission, the whole car is driving really good.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yes.
Other than that, there's really not a huge amount to it. Basic interior delete, seats, fire bottle, cage, coilovers, wheels, tires. Needs to put a louder exhaust on it.
No, we don't.
Yep.
No.
Hey,
So,
every time I'm trying to take pictures, and every time you come by, I'm like, man, I can't even hear Steve. It just goes by.
you know, I've heard a lot of slow cars. I can hear every single slow car out on that
I
racetrack. And at least they can't hear my slow one.
I mean,
I can still hear it. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I know you are.
Hey, something to be said about being able to, hear and think while you're in the car. There are some people's cars that I can't imagine how loud they are, that they can do anything in there but hear the noise, right? So
I'm way thankful that I can use all 5 of my senses in the car now. Because at one time I had to wear earplugs, and now being able to hear the people coming up on me, it allows me not to have to worry about looking because I can actually feel them.
Yeah, you still want to look too, though.
What was that? Enzo Ferrari says, "What's behind you don't matter." That's what he said.
As long as
that only depends on if it's slower, right?
Yeah, well, they told me they're going to have to. It's their responsibility to get around me. It's not my responsibility to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Or that's what I was told.
All right, so let's see. What other cars you got? You got definitely more than just a 350Z.
Well, yeah. Got a 370Z. I've got a 2004 Audi TT. I got a 2022 F Sport. I got a 2005 Harley Davidson Road King Custom, and I've got a Ford truck. Yeah, well, I mean,
okay.
I don't have any children, and so these are my children. Okay, and so I've invested in them.
The 370Z, we've definitely done some work on that one as well.
Yeah, I've got 2 championships in time trials with that car.
So that is the car that we originally started working on when we did a bunch of stuff to it before we bought the 350Z. So it's got generally the same amount of stuff done to it.
We'll have to show some pictures of both cars.
There you go.
Andy will supply us with some pictures, some monumentously amazing pictures.
There we go.
Maybe.
You take pictures, Andy?
Mentally.
Okay.
Every time you go by on track, I'm like, snapshot, got that.
Yeah. And so the 370Z arrow has changed a little bit over the last couple of years. We pulled the 370 wing off. That's so the wing is on the 350Z now, but now 370 has one of my old carbon fiber wings that we made a while ago on it.
And my cool end caps. My black flame end caps.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We got pictures of that too.
Yeah, he's got black flamer end caps.
We got black flamer. They're really cool too. And they're almost like this tall.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, they're like cool. And they fit right onto his wing.
Yeah. I don't know about
nobody else has got one in town like that though.
There's a reason. I mean, they're cool.
Hey, every time I drive that thing around town, KC Car Spotters always catches me.
It's still a good looking car.
It is.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's got a bunch of gold accents and such on it that we did, wheels and some wrap and such that we did a couple years ago when you went down and did a Ultimate Streetcar Association event in New Orleans. Yeah.
That was fun times too. You ran at that one.
Yep. Yep.
With the Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That was when the Mustang was running.
Yep.
It's almost running again.
I hear.
Yeah, the engine's back in it.
It's going to be resurrected.
I haven't completely put it all back together yet, but there's an engine back in it. That's for sure.
Does it run the engine?
No, not yet. I mean, it will.
Oh, okay.
I already tested it on the run stand, but it doesn't run in the car yet. I still got to put the intake and injectors and all that such back on it. But
that'd be cool to see it out there on the street again. I see it up there.
Somewhere else?
Yeah, anywhere, track?
Drift track?
You going to drift car that one?
I think maybe. We'll see.
I was thinking about doing the 350 that one weekend. Go drifting with
it. Oh, yeah, one of the precision drift events?
I don't think it'll do well, but...
I know, it probably wouldn't. But my 370 would.
Maybe
I could probably do well with the 370.
it needs an angle kit, but
Yeah.
we can put one on.
I think we could do it with the 370.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty. Yeah, but like I said, it's still sitting in the garage waiting to do something.
it may
with
not
it.
be pretty when you're done with it. You know, the drift guys hit the wall and such all the time. You know,
Well,
you don't want to do that.
You know, I've avoided hitting walls.
Have you?
I haven't.
Did you?
I hit the tire wall. Wait a minute. I hit the
I
tire
have
wall.
fixed the car a few different times.
I didn't. Wait a minute. Let me retract that statement.
Yeah.
All right. How about the first? Because you didn't go to the drift event at Ozarks last year, did you?
No,
You want to go this year?
I don't know. Maybe. Why?
I think the first one's in April if you want to come out.
I don't know. Why?
I mean, you don't have to. Don't run it yet.
Just to come out.
Yeah.
Make a cameo.
Yeah.
Since I got the baddest Nissans around.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
come out
of
and
course.
scope it out, see if it's
Well,
something.
except maybe was at the GTR garage, the Godzilla garage.
Oh,
people, you know, they might have a better car than me. Though. I'd still like to run one of them.
Come out, check out the event, see if you like it.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'd like to. Oh, as a matter of fact, I was talking to you. Well, we're gonna have a party. Remember I mentioned that?
Oh
to
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
sooner? I'd like to have that next Saturday if possible. Not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday. If you had time to do an open house and a party for our championship team.
What weekend is that?
It is the 8th, I think it is.
Yeah, the 8th.
It's on the 8th.
That's the
And I didn't
depends
know.
on what time of day. That's
I
the
was thinking
SCCA banquet's going on.
I was talking about at noon.
Okay.
Let's have a lunch get together at noon and invite everybody to come if they'd like.
Yep. You better put up a post about that tomorrow.
I will do that and set up a Facebook post that we're going to have a 2024 championship party for our race team, for our sponsors, so they can get some pictures for their walls, and I can give some awards to those that have been our biggest supporters, and we'd like to invite the community to come out and look at Jeremy's garage and see what we're doing. And that would be next Saturday, February the 8th at noon at Dare to Dream Motorsports.
It's already almost February. Yeah, once you make your post, I'll share it too.
I will do that. Because I spoke with Stacy and she said she'd like to do that.
Hopefully,
And that I might even have a chef come out and do some gourmet food.
that'd be sweet.
Yeah, I've already talked to him today. So we'll have food and drinks and networking, and we're looking for people that might want to partner and or co-partner with us for the race season this year. And that we're gonna have T-shirts and things, and we'll put your name on everything we got, not just the car. And so come out and be part of a winning team. We're gonna try to repeat a championship season, and
Heck yeah.
we'd love everybody to come out and join the party because we've had a blast and going along with us on these race trips. You're more than welcome to come because you cannot believe what's going on. Go ahead.
Oh, nothing. I was.
You went,
They're-
you went,
They're a good time.
a way good time. And so, and you know, we might even create us our little reality show here and TV channel for this adventure this year. Who knows?
You better start paying somebody to record that then.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to get us a team, a whole team to do all this. And so, you know, the more sponsors we have, the more things we can do for our clients.
Yeah.
And so, and have Jeremy build you a car so you can come race with us.
Yeah.
I know he's always open to building another race car, and so, you know, I would attest he can build a championship one.
Most definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, we got another one in the works right now with the Corvette.
Yeah, we got another one in the works. Now, why don't you come
What-
bring yours?
Well, that is the one.
No, I meant talking to the people listening.
Oh, gotcha.
I was telling they should like have you build them a car,
Yeah.
not just you build your car.
Come.
Because the next
He will
one,
build.
the next one I think I want you to build me a GTR though.
Sure. I think you need a Corvette though.
I know you keep saying that.
I
I
think
think we're gonna go back to the all-wheel drive.
I think Corvette would be a nice progression of it. We
Yeah.
can build you an all-wheel drive Corvette.
You could build me an all-wheel drive Corvette.
Yeah.
Well, I just miss driving the all-wheel drive.
Although, GTR might be cheaper than an all-wheel drive Corvette, but you never know.
Flex is all-wheel drive. What kind of risk can we turn that into?
I like sticking with the Nissan.
I sent you one the other day, and I'm pretty sure your response was no, no, no.
I know.
Even though it was amazing.
What Corvette had all-wheel drive?
No, it was a Flex.
Oh, we're
He drives a Ford Flex. I sent him a sweet Ford Flex that was all modified. He told me no.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be cool tricked out.
No, that's the camera gear hauler.
Yep. Needs to get from A to B with the camera gear. C sometimes if you're on,
I'll build another fun
track.
car eventually.
It's not going to be a Miata, is it?
No, it'll probably still be Miata. I'm a Miata guy, man.
Off-road Miata.
No.
You're not going to go rally crossing with your Miata?
No, not that one.
Did you sell it already?
Not yet.
Nobody bought it?
Nope, I got a guy coming to look at it this weekend.
Okay, well, I saw you were selling it.
Yep, it's still for sale.
Yeah.
Yep.
Winter's not the best time for convertible sales.
No, those hairdressers need their, step up. Yeah. Springtime's better.
That's right.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about 2025 season for you. What are your, specific plans? Where are you racing? Who are you racing with? What's your plan to do?
Good question. I'm pulling that schedule up as we're speaking.
So what organization you plan on racing with the most?
I'm going to be running with NASA Mid-America.
Okay.
That's who I've been running with mainly. I've run a few other events, but I've been racing mainly with them since probably 2021. And they're like family. And so I run their whole season, plus I go to other NASA region events, sort of like what we did with Florida, and we're going to do with Texas, and we did with Colorado, and we've done with a few different other regions over the last 2 years.
Yeah, we've been a few different places. We've been quite a few places for NASA events now, I would say. We went to High Plains in Colorado. We went to Utah Motorsports Park.
Yeah.
We went to Sebring. I didn't make the trek to St. Louis last year. We've been there.
Went to Audubon.
Yeah, Audubon.
I didn't make Audubon.
Yeah, we went to Audubon. Then we were
I
at
was at the St.
OIR,
Louis one.
and then we were at Hedge Hollow for a test tube last year.
Yep. All the local ones,
Yeah.
or the close ones, I guess you could say. Since, I consider anything within like 8 hours pretty local.
Yeah, I consider that now.
We travel pretty far.
I consider that pretty local if it's within 8 hours.
Yep. 8 hours, pretty easy.
Yeah.
Pretty easy day. I'll take 8 hours driving.
And so it looks like the schedule, we start with Mid-America would be March the 22nd.
Hedge Hollow.
Yep.
We'll be at Hedge Hollow Raceway, and that's in Adrian, Missouri. And it looks like there's going to be a test and tune that day.
Yep.
For one day and on a Saturday. And so it looks like the first race is April the 11th.
Yep.
And that would be
Ozarks.
Ozarks
Race to
International
the Champs.
Raceway.
And that would be the 11th through the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next race, it looks like we're going back to Hedge Hollow and actually have a race there
Yep.
Yeah.
on May
7 and
17th.
8. So 17th.
It's 17th and 18th. And then it looks like we go, 3 weeks later, we'll be in Hallett for I guess it's a crossover with the Texas region.
We may not be at Hallett.
Okay, well, I'm supposed to be at Hallett.
Too many chicken sounds.
I'm glad I missed that.
Yeah, it's annoyingly loud. And hey, you want to know a really funny story? So I saw at PRI this year the owners of Hallett.
Yeah.
And I talked to them for probably 10 minutes about how
chicken?
fucking loud the chicken sound was.
And what did they say about it?
They said,
Tough?
yeah, no. Well, they said it's tradition. And I said, cool. Can we just bring it down a few notches? Like, it's tradition. It's fine. But I don't need to hear it at, 17 out of 10. I need it at like a 6
Yeah.
out of 10.
Yeah,
And it would have
especially
been
if you're
perfectly fine.
unloading right next to the speaker.
Because we were 40 feet away. I know we've talked about it on podcast. I'm not going to beat it up, but like, I thought it was hilarious. I actually got to talk to them about it. And they know it's loud, but they also think it's funny.
Yeah. And they thought it was funny you were complaining about it.
Maybe not. I don't know. They're
It'd
good.
be all right.
They're nice people. I talked to them for probably 30 minutes while we were there about, different things and such. So they're good people. We will, we'll be back. I like Hallett. Hallett, the proper direction, is incredibly fun.
Yeah, the other side was challenging, I would have to say. But once I got into a groove, I was fine. But I actually think I was like the only one left on the racetrack on those last few laps.
Yeah.
For that last two sessions, I think everybody else pulled off, and I got to drive by myself. And I loved it once I figured out that one corner that seems that tire wall's way too close to the road there.
Yeah.
But as Jeremy said, it was lucky that I didn't hit the wall as fast as I came into the corner.
Yeah.
And then I was able to stop the car.
Yeah, he backed it into the splitter, or sorry, not the splitter, the diffuser. That of it. Hey, actually,
Speaking of,
I think the Sebring race is the first time I haven't fixed the splitter or the diffuser.
woo.
There you go. But it was the first time he fixed the floor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Trade off.
That's what I meant.
So
But speaking of stopping, getting some upgrades.
I hear I'm getting some upgrades. I got a call yesterday about it.
yep.
I'm going to
So
tell him what my upgrades are going to be.
yeah, first, well, there's many for this year. We need more power for sure, but we've been fighting a wheel bearing issue for a while, and it's a known problem on the 350Z. But we've been doing at least one of the front wheel bearings every event, pretty much whatever direction you turn the most. If you turn right, the left side wheel bearing will fail in an event. If you turn left, the right side wheel bearing will fail in an event. But it's a really thin wheel bearing pack, so it doesn't have a lot of load on it. And so not only does it fail the wheel bearing, but it also knocks the pad really far back. And so it makes braking for the first time after a really hard turn kind of a really weird feeling. So a lot of people in the 350Z will just, give it a little love tap before you actually get to the hard braking zone, so you know that the brake is back and where it's supposed to be at. And it actually gets worse when you add, R-comp tires into the mix. And we've run A7s on the 350Z for a couple of years now. So, and it just gets worse and worse as Steven, improves and gets faster in the corners in the car. So big thing we're going to do is wheel bearing upgrade, and that is going to be a combination that we've seen put together 3 or 4 times now and works well. The only hard part about it is keeping the ABS, and I think I've figured out a way to do that relatively easily. So we're going to do GTR rear wheel bearings on the front of the 350Z. And so those bolt on. That's simply a bolt on, bolt off. However, in order to keep the rear wheel bearing packed together, you need to cut up an axle. So we will cut up an axle, and the outside of the axle will actually get inserted into that, and then the nut spun up so it holds the axle pack or bearing pack together. Oops, threw that over there. Yeah, and then we'll come up with a way to hold the ABS sensor in the right spot, and that part of it's done. And then from there, I have found a set of Willwood 14-inch rotors and calipers, 6-piston calipers that will fit into the budget. And so not only will we get, set of wheel bearing upgrades, so hopefully we may change one in a season, right? There's still lateral load. We're still putting a lot of force through it. But that's better than one in events. So
Yeah.
And I don't want to break one of them wheels off on one of the corners.
Nope.
yeah, you put a lot of leverage on it.
Right.
You put a lot of load. The tire, if you get the tire to jump and it's load and you're still turning,
Right. And that's
I don't know if
one thing
you-
I don't want to have happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if you completely break one off, but you put a lot of load and a lot of stress through it.
Yeah.
So we don't need that. So
Right.
the difference in wheel bearings, it's literally the same wheel bearing design. It looks the same. It looks the same. Everything except for the GTR one is 28 millimeters wider, so it's just a lot more actual wheel bearing for it to ride on.
Nice.
So it's a lot stiffer, a lot stronger.
Is there a reason why you use the rear versus the front?
Front doesn't bolt on.
Gotcha.
Rear does.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I learned something.
Yeah. I wish the front did.
No,
Front
I'm just asking. I was just asking.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll actually buy a set of 370Z axles, cut the outer spline off, machine it down, put it on. That way it doesn't look, it's not like there's going to be an axle spinning in it. It's just a little stub that's in there. You won't ever see it. You won't notice it's rotating, anything like that. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
This is going to be fun.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
So that's the first set. We're going to have that done
For this race.
before the race weekend of February 28th.
Right.
That is racing in Texas. I don't remember what track it was. What track did you pick?
It's Motorsports Park Crescent.
Oh, Motorsports Park Crescent. Yeah, that's it.
Yep. And I think it's like right outside of Fort Worth.
Yeah, a little bit outside of Dallas, Fort Worth area. Yeah.
Yep. And there's a place I want to take you to. There's an all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's called Pancho's. It's someplace I've been eating since I was a little kid.
All right.
And they got a little flag on the table that when you want more, you just lift the flag and they ask you what you want. They just keep bringing the food to you, and it's hot. And so I plan on like us throwing down because I sure miss out on some really good Tex-Mex, and that's what it is.
Maybe if we can
know what that is.
Yeah, maybe if we can find another person fill the trailer, we might even be able to take the big trailer and take my car because we might have some of the stuff done by then.
Well, do it.
We'll see.
Do it. Yeah. So put it out that we're going, and that
I called up one of the other guys who I thought might want to go, but they said it's their wife's birthday that weekend, so unfortunately they can't go racing. It's too bad.
See.
Yeah.
Well, I'm ready to go. Totally ready.
All right. So other than Hedge Hollow, Hallett, and Ozarks,
Yep. Then
we've
the next
got
race looks like we're going to St. Louis after that.
we've got St. Louis on there. Then we're going to be back at Ozarks.
Mm-hmm.
Two more times. I think two more times.
Two more times because one is going to be for the national race.
Well, that's three if you count the nationals, because I think we've got two pre-national events at Ozark, the nationals, and then the
Final
championships is at or the Mid-America final races is at Ozarks in October.
Ozarks also, right? And so we're going to be there. What's the date? The 21st of June is Worldwide Technology.
Yep.
Then when July the 18th, we'll be in the Ozarks.
Yep. That's going to be a hot event.
And
I
then
will be happy to be.
The Nationals.
It is September 4th through the 7th.
That's what they don't have it posted up here yet. So that's why I was asking.
I have it on my schedule. I was just looking earlier today.
And then if it's September 4th, then a month later would be the final race there too. So we're going to be racing there like 4 times this year. So what are we going to do with the setup on the car?
For
Ozarks, because that's where we hit the bottom all the time.
Yeah, nothing. Yours is pretty good. Other than we change out the skid blocks quite often. But
okay. Because we got that picture coming down corner 1 and that front splitter is rubbing the ground.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the front splitter.
Okay.
I'm more worried about the diffuser. If we hit that, that's what I don't want to hit, obviously. So
that'd be the rear end.
Yeah.
Okay.
We may pack the rear shocks a little bit and see if it's hitting. So,
okay.
But other than that, we'll put a skid plate on, or we'll put a couple skid blocks on the back of the diffuser because it is pretty large.
All right. Yeah, you got some of those you can just stick on, don't you?
They bolt through.
Bolt through. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that might, save it a little bit.
Yeah. But other than that, yours is pretty dialed in. Mine is going to take forever.
No, everything is ready. So.
Yeah, mine is going to beat the crap out of itself for a couple of events until we get it right.
That's cool.
Because we like to run ours pretty low. And
well, Well, I noticed on that last race we were still a little high. We could have ran a little lower.
Yeah, we could have. I
At
mean,
Sebring, we could.
everywhere else we go, we could run lower. But unfortunately, the car works well at Ozarks, and that's where we're at a lot. So
Yeah.
So out of all the tracks and all the places we're going, what is your favorite?
Well, it was OIR until I went to Sebring. And even with the bumps, I really enjoyed driving there.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of full out where you just get to unload on your car, and then at some of these high speed turns where the G-force, you can feel the car pulling.
Yeah.
And you just trusting that it's going to come all the way around. And like 17 and 1, they're both blind corners. And you're coming into it over 100. And it'll pull you. And I've seen and I got all the way close on 17, all the way upside that wall because I wanted to carry it. And that probably is the most fun, was the blind corners on those of going so fast. Because I think I hit 130.1 coming down towards 17 and across. I'm not sure where they did the fastest point or where that's done with the GPS, but I assume that's where the fastest part was. It's coming down that backside.
Yeah.
And but OIR was always mine because of the blind crests and the different hills and not knowing what, and you're almost required to memorize the track, because if you don't, you're hosed, because if you don't have your car positioned in the right place, you'd be off that track in a second.
Yeah.
Okay, because some things will lead you over here, and there's nothing over on the side of the hill other than grass. And so because I know OIR that well, that's become my favorite track, because I can drive that with my eyes closed. And but Sebring was a track that, if you have never driven it before, it's almost like you're driving in history. And it felt like I was driving in something way bigger than I'd ever done before.
Yeah.
And then the caliber of cars they had me running with, I haven't ever had to run there was a
lot of fast cars, that's for sure.
I've never had to run in a pack like that before. Okay. And so it tested my mettle. And so that's what made it my favorite. But I also enjoyed Salt Lake City and Utah Motorsports. And I think I like the faster tracks rather than the more technical tracks, the ones where I can really take advantage of the horsepower.
Yeah.
The technical tracks are not as fun because I'm not able to wind it out as much.
Yeah.
And so for this car, now before we got the horsepower, it wasn't as big a deal, but I really like tromping on that gas, and that V8 takes off, and I'm like, every time. And so it's really a massive difference to go from a V6 to a V8.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Well, I guess you'll have to try to book something that is at Road America.
Okay.
Road America is the
I've got
fastest
August
track we've been to. So.
Well, I've got August and all of September open at this moment.
Well, you don't have all of September open.
Well, other than the Nationals.
Yeah.
The Nationals the only one, but I don't have anything scheduled in August, and that's the only thing in September. And so if there's anything, let's see what's in.
There's a bunch of other events to do.
Man, I'm getting more track time than Steve this year.
I know you are.
There's a couple SCCA events that time, and then a couple Grid Life events during that time.
Like I said, I have an open schedule during that because there's like about 6 weeks of nothing to do.
Yeah, find yourself an event that's at, unfortunately, July is the Grid Life race, but that's already sold out for
that's cool.
For Road America. But Road America is a ton of fun.
What district or what region is that in, do you think? South, East?
Great Lakes.
Or Great Lakes.
Yeah. Yeah, we did 170 miles an hour there in the Mustang.
Serious?
Yep.
That sounds like so much fun.
Nah, it has a little more horsepower than your car, so you probably won't go quite that fast.
I
but
get that.
150.
Yeah, well, that's really what I want. I got 130. I want to hit 140, and then I want to hit 150 after that. I mean, I'm working my way up.
Yeah.
But Road America is not in that district. What other region would it be in?
They may not run. The only other region it could be is it's got to be Great Lakes. Great Lakes covers that area.
Because I got BIR.
Do they have Central?
Let's see.
We are Central. We are Mid America.
Yeah, but there's
Mid Atlantic.
yeah somewhere they had if it's not in Great Lakes, they just must not run there.
Yeah, I don't think they're running there. I got Carolina, and I got VIR, but I don't. Oh, here's Road Atlanta, but that's not Road America.
That's a different one. That's also a fun track, though. We drove past that to get to Sebring.
Did you?
Yeah,
That's cool. But no, I have some, like I said, about 6 weeks or more, and then we've only got one race each month.
Yeah.
And so we can we can slide another one in during the month.
well, you have to look at my calendar because it's definitely not just one each month.
Okay. I know
There's more.
Well, that's fine. We're gonna make all of them then.
There's more opportunities.
And every opportunity we can take, I can charge more for sponsorships
Although
because that gives more exposure.
yeah, we have moved our cars, priority I think this year to NASA. So we're looking at trying to figure out some of the NASA rules.
Okay. Well, everyone you run at, I'll run with you.
Yeah. We're just gonna do Mid America and then Nationals.
Okay.
I don't know how much else we'll do, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Do all
We'll
those
be
ones.
doing that together. Like I said, I'm happy to see you out there running instead of just watching. Because
I'm not watching while I'm there. I'm working.
I know you're working. Yeah, but Andy's doing nothing but watching and peeping.
It's working. It's working.
Yeah,
It's a tough job, man.
Hey, he's got one of the hardest out there. He's putting he put like 3 sets of tires on his scooter last year or 2 years ago. I think he had a golf cart all
Well, that
last
was
year.
back when Harlan Park was open because I was still doing SCCA Track Night Americas.
Yeah.
And
Did they stop you at Sebring from using your?
yeah,
I mean, technically, they talked to all of us, I think. But,
yeah.
That's the weirdest.
Only I don't know. He said I stopped on the bridge because I got that really cool shot of you about to go into the bridge. But I figured it was probably because on the back cross on the other side on the interior part of the track, like there's nobody over there, and I don't know. I think it's because I was doing like 30, 35 on that back straight.
Yep.
Okay, you're gonna ruin it for all of us.
But no, I just got to put a seat on it, and I'll be good.
I think their seat rule is kind of weird because to
Yeah.
me, standing up creates a square, which is way more stable than sitting down and. Well, whatever. It's
So, yeah.
their rule. Who
If
cares?
anybody listening goes to Sebring
Yep.
and you have a stick scooter,
Yeah.
you're required to have a seat on it,
Yeah, they sell you a
or
$70 seat on Amazon.
or you'll be yelled at.
Or they'll yell at you. And they also made points about a drone. If you brought a drone, keep it in your car.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
And no, I didn't get yelled at because I never brought my drone. So,
Yep.
But it would have been a cool track for a drone.
oh yeah, definitely.
That'd have been sweet.
It would have
Yeah.
been a sweet track for a drone.
You know what? They actually did something really nice, or at least I think was really nice, of doing some live streaming. Although I didn't get to watch any of it.
Oh, it's still saved online.
Yeah, it's
You
still
can
online.
still watch
Yep.
it.
I just completely forgot about it until now. So I don't know. I'll have to go back and check to see how well that went. I didn't watch any of it, so
It was just flickering between phones.
yeah. All they did was put a couple phones up, which is fine.
Yeah.
They had something, right? But I was just wondering how well they did even with that. So I'll have to go back and watch
And
it.
that didn't. I saw portions of it. It wasn't too bad, but they didn't really catch everybody. They pretty much tried to stay with the front pack and followed them around.
Yep.
Whoever the people in the first three, and so it didn't matter what their class was.
Yeah.
Because they were doing a bit of like actual broadcasting too, right?
Yeah. They had commentators
Nice.
and everything. So they're really trying to add some depth to
Yeah.
the racing now and getting us some public exposure.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that if you want to see the race as it was, it's there. You can go to my wall and click on the link for each day.
Yep.
And that there was like 6 or 8 hours of recordings. It was like almost a whole day of recording.
Nice.
And then you can fast forward between which series you want. And so I highly recommend it. Go and check out Sebring, the race that we did. What was it called? Winterfest?
Yeah, Winterfest. Yeah.
You could search Winterfest in Sebring and you can see us, the recording of us online.
Okay. Yep. It's a good event to do, some of that on. I really hope we bring some of that to Ozarks for Mid-America. That'd be really cool. It's a much
They've been talking about it 'cause
harder spot, but
I think they've got Wi-Fi now at all the corner stations,
that'd be cool.
so they can. Because I think that was one of their goals was they want to be able to do live stream events.
Because I want to do it in Steven's car.
Yeah.
I think we can live stream Steven's runs with just an extra phone.
Yeah.
We don't need a lot.
Well, I'm
And so
getting a new phone tomorrow, so
we'll keep that one then.
I'll use this one for the
Yeah.
race.
There you go.
Then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy another one. So
It's just got to have actual service on it, though. That's the only problem.
I got you.
And it's got to keep data because you got to have data to run YouTube. So
Yeah, well, give me another phone. Or I could use the new one that I get.
yeah,
I'll just put it in the cradle or find some kind of cradle so it don't fly around and hit me in the head.
Or I wonder if it's possible, his new phone, if it'll hotspot to the streaming phone.
maybe, but I don't think that would be fast enough.
I don't think so.
I think you'd drop pretty
I'll
hard.
probably drop.
Yeah.
So we'll work something out.
Yeah.
Even if I have to go get me a cheap phone at Walmart or something for streaming.
Yeah. As long as it's got to make sure it's got a good camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good camera and data on it. And other than
Yeah.
that, yeah, it'd
I
be good.
just, tell them to give me a second phone when I go and get my new one.
Yeah.
And so I can have a backup phone for whatever. So
Yep.
yeah, we'll get that. And no, I think live streaming from the car would be fun.
Yeah.
I think
Definitely.
it would totally be fun. It'd add another dimension.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. Well, I think, couple wrap up things here. Let's make sure that we mention again, you want to do the season wrap up for 2024 and, get together that you want to do.
Yep.
That was February 8th
Correct. Next Saturday.
at
At
noon.
noon.
Yep. Not this one coming up, but the
Nope.
next one, right?
Correct. I don't know when you're going to release this podcast.
Next day or two.
Okay.
So,
So yeah, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday on the
Yep.
8th at noon, and we will provide you lunch and something to drink and some entertainment. Andy will put on a show.
Nope.
I thought you meant you were dancing in a clown suit.
Nope. But we can get a clown to dance.
I don't know if you want to do that. Clowns are weird.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So we'll do that a couple
Yes.
weekends from now. Yeah. Other than that, it was a good 2024. 2025 has already started.
Yes, sir.
We already have 2,700 and some odd miles behind the wheel of a tow vehicle,
Oh yeah.
and probably 18,000 more miles to go. Well, actually, it probably won't be quite that much. I bet 15 this year because we're not quite going as far for nationals.
No.
Nationals is in our backyard this year, so that will
Right.
take a couple thousand miles off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably 15, 16,000 miles. That's including everything we're doing and Steven's doing, not just Steven's stuff. So,
Right.
um,
Both of us.
yeah, so it'll be a good time. And yeah, what did I say we had to do a whole podcast about? Oh, yeah, what we're doing with the car and
With your car.
and what we're planning on doing. Because now that
The vet.
now that all the schedules are released, or at least preliminary, here's what looks like the schedule will be, we can get out there and tell you what we're doing, because we're doing a few Grid Life events. We're doing NASA Mid America season and a couple of mid-div SCCA time trial events. So it should be a good year for us. Yeah, at some point in time, we will have Steven back on the podcast, maybe at some point. Since technically this is our first official guest onto the Speed and Focus podcast that we're doing. So hopefully everything works properly.
Yeah.
Shh, nobody knows that.
Okay.
Yeah. So any last words you want to say before we get out of here?
I just want to give a shout out to Jeremy and Dare to Dream, and to Andy and WJP Ariel for your support this last year and this year. And if you need any work done on your car, especially a performance car, don't hesitate to give Jeremy a call. And if you need somebody to take pictures at the track or wherever, give Andy a holler, because I want to promote them, because they've done everything to put me where I'm at. So I want to thank y'all personally.
Appreciate it.
Don't forget your other sponsor.
Oh yeah, and then I want to actually thank Stacy Cohn Law for backing me 100% for all these years, and I have something special for her and the law firm at our party to show my thanks for all the money and the support they put into making this a reality. Because if it wasn't for Stacy Cohn Law, I wouldn't be doing this. And so, and if you have any real estate needs or debt collection problems, just reach out to me and I'll help you with it.
Nice. All right.
In where can they get a hold of you then?
At stacycohnlaw.com, and that would be STACEECOHNLAW.com.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
That'll be it. We'll wrap up. We will see you many, many more times this year. Andy and I really need to get, into at least bi-weekly podcast, at least once the season starts. It's a little bit hard to do it in the wintertime when there's not as much to talk about. But
it's hard to do in season because I'm photo.
Yep. we
He's
just have to plan. If we are, at an event, the Wednesday we will, do something for an hour or two. But anyways, that's it. We'll see you next time. This has been the Speed and Focus podcast. I think 11 or so. We're somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
We'll catch you on the next one.